Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. Be careful and never celebrate too soon. And that appears to be the case with Kotaku owner Geomedia reportedly backing down from fully shifting site from news to guides after editor-in-chief resigns. Oh, boo-hoo. Staff pushes back. Imagine the staff of Kotaku fighting back against their parent company and somehow getting their way. Let's see what is going on. In barely recovering for what seemed, and honestly still seems, like the first steps of a funeral procession for the infamous bad faith video game news website, yeah, definitely want that in quotes, Kotaku owner Geomedia have reportedly backed down from their desire to pivot the site's content away from news stories and towards generic video games after facing a rash of backlash from the staff. Fire them all. You get backlash from the staff, let them go. Hire actual gamers, people who are going to play the games and give decent reviews instead of the nonsensical op-ed editorials insulting gamers and bringing politics into the video game website. How about that? I mean, that might be a good idea. You may be surprised at how much traffic you would gain if you just went back to basics and talked about video games. Step one would probably be to stop insulting your potential customers, your potential traffic. But this tumultuous situation within Kotaku's office was first made public on March 21st when everybody started to celebrate. Editor-in-chief Jen Glennon announced her resignation from the outlet via Twitter, and nothing of value was lost. Is she going to come back? I guess that's my question. Some personal news, she exclaimed. I've resigned from Kotaku, and Geomedia owner Jim Spanfeller is an herb. Can we get more inventive insults than calling someone an herb? Though at the time, the exact reasons for her resignation were unclear, according to a copy of her resignation letter, as sent to Spanfeller and his fellow Geomedia exec Leah Goldman, and later obtained by video game news outlet Aftermath. Glennon chose to cut ties with Kotaku in protest of a reported desire by its owners to shift the site's content away from news and more towards generic video game guides, ostensibly those which are meant to simply SEO bait? Tell me what that is. Let's see, like, quote, how to change classes in Dragon's Dogma 2, or how to find Cloud's best weapon. There's nothing wrong with that. Upper Echelon made a fantastic video talking about game guides and how they are definitely evergreen content, and even years and years later, he's still getting traffic on his Red Dead Redemption game guides. People still go look for those guides. Evergreen content. There's nothing wrong with any of that. But here's a quote for you. After careful considerations, I have concluded that the current management structure and decision-making processes at Geomedia are not aligned with my values and goals for Kotaku, wrote Glennon. Well, what are your values and goals for Kotaku? Going after YouTubers who don't like your opinions? Calling gamers istophobes and man-babies and misogynist whatever, toxic masculinity because they didn't like a game that happened to have a female protagonist? Are those your values and goals for Kotaku? I firmly believe that the decision to invert Kotaku's editorial strategy to deprioritize news in favor of guides is fundamentally misguided given the current infrastructure of the site. Oh, boo-hoo. I read this already. Directly contradicts the months of traffic data. Oh, boo-hoo. Let's see. Per a source close to the situation who spoke to Aftermath's Nathan Grayson, weren't you involved with the first Gamergate? I think you were one of the main players that got in bed with Zoe Quinn, literally. Kotaku staff will be expected to create 50 guides a week at the site. I believe the staffing they mentioned was 7 people, 50 guides. So what is that? 7 guides. That's one. Well, if you're working 7 days a week, I wouldn't be working 7 days a week, but you're looking at 7 guides per employee per week. Tell me how difficult that is. wouldn't know how to make a guide. I don't play games to find the bestest thing ever in the shortest amount of time. I play games just to have fun, and my fun is definitely different than other people's fun, so maybe others want to do that. They want to find those guides, but trying to do guides for video games, I don't think that's something I could do. This shift towards guides was later verified by Kotaku writer Levi's Jeans Winslow, who, in the aftermath of GNO Media decision, took to his own Twitter account to share the, quote, small cup of tea that management doesn't even care about the quality of the guides. That's a healthy accusation there. It's a hefty one. They want us to aggregate them from other sites like a literal content mill. Well, the problem there is that's plagiarism, and you can get a lot of trouble for that. Let's see what he has to say. Fuck it. Here's a small cup of tea. Management doesn't even care about the quality of the guys. They want us to aggregate them from other sites like a literal content mill. That they're destroying people's livelihoods gags me. How about the fact that your own work on the website is what's destroying your livelihood? You're so concerned about drama farming and hate clicks that you've lost sight of what your actual job is, or why people would even go to a video game website. They're not interested in your opinion. They're not interested in especially your political opinion. They're not interested in your nonsense, or how the reason why game A failed is because men. How about that? Let's see. They're destroying the livelihood gags me. Oh, here we go again. Last thing I'll say is this. You promise? Do you promise? Maybe get back to work and stop running your mouth on social media. How about that? That might give you time to play the games that you're supposed to be playing, so you can do your reviews and you can talk about them. Worth a shot. Someone at the top told us to just, quote, get guides done because the AV Club watches full seasons of a show and still produces their stories. That alone is proof that they don't understand what we do. So a full season of a show, let's go with 12 episodes of a season. Even at 30 minutes, that's 6 hours. You can't put 6 hours into a video game. Hell, we're at such a state where some of the $70 games coming out today have an 8-hour, 9-hour, 10-hour campaign. I believe Spider-Man 2 had about an 8-hour campaign if you just ran through it. But maybe that requires you knowing how to play video games. Ooh, I'm insulting. I'm hitting below the belt. Oh, Alyssa Mercante, just the loveliest one of them all. It seems this extreme pivot was short-lived, as per Kotaku editor Alyssa Mercante. Following Gleason's resignation and the resulting outrage from site staff over the new editorial focus, quote, Kotaku staff had a somewhat productive meeting with management, where you probably threatened them with blackmail. Expect news to continue coming from us, at least for now, until less and less people go to your website, and it just falls apart for lack of traffic. Your support and your voices certainly helped, so thank you. What support? From what I could tell, you were getting bashed over and over again for all the nonsense you were putting out. I can't wait to see how this Melody Mac nonsense plays out, with apparently the two of them having a sit down, a little powwow. That'll be interesting to see how that goes. As of writing, it is unknown just how much of the site will remain dedicated to news and how much it will shift its attentions to guides. Apparently, the guides are front and center. It's the first thing that shows up on the site. And they still have a news section, which honestly is not that bad, if they stick to actual gaming news instead of op-ed, editorial, opinionated nonsense over and over again. Because that's where people sit there and point and laugh when a video game website sits there and insults their audience over and over again, and then wonder why people have a problem, wonder why the traffic is slowing down. At this point, the only people that go to Kotaku are morons like me that just want to point and laugh and make fun of them for content, which, honestly, Kotaku's not going away yet, which makes me happy because, hey, I'm sure it won't take long for, at least for Alyssa, to say something foolish, for someone to make a video and just make more videos for my channel and other channels out there. But hey. Oh, do you think they blackmailed him? Do you think these employees have some dirt They threatened to get on social media to try and cancel them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTubers beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one. I guess Kotaku's sticking around a little bit longer.